Hello. Good evening. It's been a very long time. It's been a lot going on. Well, a lot for me. But yeah. Hi. It is Friday. Thank God. It's Friday, March. What is it? God, what day is it? March 24th? I think it's March 24th. Oh my goodness, I can't get my watch out. Well, I just hit all my goals. That's not helpful. March 24th. Okay. We were right the first time. Off to a great start as usual. It's March 24th. It's 6:38 p.m. So the weekend has begun. Um, yeah, it's been a while. I don't remember what I said in the last video I did. I didn't even think I posted that yet. So that one will be posted, and then I'll post this one. Probably, for all three people that look at this for some reason, probably for 30 seconds. But yeah, I went to a primary care for the first time in like 10 years because I just haven't really had anything wrong. So it's like, one of those people that just doesn't go, which is not a good thing. So I finally went. All my general vital stuff was fine. So cool. Had blood work. All that was fine. What was interesting is that I had the thyroid, for whatever reason, that test was delayed like a week. So I got all my results like last Friday, and then this Friday I finally got the thyroid one. What's interesting is my levels were elevated, so I like by like, a fair amount. But the doctor's note was just, it's a little elevated, but I'm not worried about it. We'll test it again next year. But if you look at the number, it's like pretty elevated. So it's like, well, I don't feel like I have any symptoms or anything of hypothyroidism, so I guess it's okay, but it's still kind of a little weird. Yeah, so it's been a weird couple weeks. I went to the doctor, went to the dentist, got blood work, like fasting blood work, and the soonest I could get in to get that was like noon, so I'd been fasting all day, or all morning, and it was fine. Fun fact, several years ago I did a phlebotomy course at a technical school, and so I'm all familiar with that kind of thing. I actually find it very interesting. I did get a job in it back then, but it just wasn't for me, which is fine. But it is what it is. It's still a good experience. So yeah, that was interesting to go into the lab and see what they do and all of that. I'm pretty sure when she was drawing my blood, like like the first tube, she had like 5 tubes to do because it was a bunch of different tests they were gonna do. And the first tube like came out perfectly fine. I guess I should say, sorry, real quick, I'm gonna talk about blood and needles and labs. So if you don't like that, I probably wouldn't listen to this. First one came out fine. The second one, I guess I didn't look because I don't mind that kind of stuff. But I can't look at it when like they're drawing on my arm because I start thinking about like there's a needle and a plunger and all these things in my arm, and if I had to move right now I couldn't because it's there, and this stupid but place that your brain goes. I mean, it's my brain goes. So I couldn't look, but I see her like, I can feel her like rubbing my arm. She's like, just doesn't want to come out. So like the blood didn't want to come out, and it did eventually, and everything was fine. But I was thinking about it after the fact, and they teach you in phlebotomy school to basically like find the vein and then hold it and put it in, well, try to make it taut so it doesn't roll, and then put in the needle, the plunger, that's like the little apparatus on the end, so the needle, but you want to get it in to the vein but not through the vein, right? So you go through, you could puncture the other side, or in this case I think what happened was she got in the vein but the opening was almost stuck on the other side of the vein, so it was pulling on that vein, and that's why there was a restriction with the blood coming through. It didn't pull, it didn't bruise or anything, so clearly it wasn't that bad. She seemed like a really experienced phlebotomist, but it was still interesting. So I was like, oh, I think I know what happened here. So yeah, it's been an eventful two weeks. Yeah, it's been about 2 weeks. This week, thankfully, was pretty quiet. We've been going out a lot after work, just like, not when I say going out, we're not like going out to drink or something. We're going to like a bookstore, and I've bought far too many books in the past 2 weeks, and I still have so many to read, which I've mentioned before. So now I have even more to read. Actually, I'll show you one, or I'll show you 2 of them because they're cool looking. So Barnes & Noble had a deal. So these were buy one, get one half off, and this was only like $12. I think, or 15. I think it was 15. But it's Journey to the Center of the Earth, and it's illustrated and has all kinds of cool stuff on it. I got that, and I got Sherlock Holmes. So this was like $7.50. Yeah, so I think they were 15 because this was $7.50. But they're really neat and they're very pretty. They have like the gilded thing going on. Since we're showing things, I also got this book, which I had looked at a few times. Felt a little silly buying it, but it was a good price. But it's a book of divination. It has all kinds of stuff in it. So like tarot cards, different symbols, astrology, like all kinds of things. I think there's palm reading in here. I don't know. It's cool. It's pretty. It has gilded pages as well. I can show you inside really quick. I'm just going to pick a page. Here we go. At a flattering angle. But yeah, so it has some interesting stuff in it. Different symbols, crystals, Chinese astrology. Just, there's all kinds of cool information. I know a lot of people find this stuff silly, but, a lot of it is so old that I'm very interested in it. And honestly, to me, I'm not going to, read tea leaves and say, that's my future. But there is something to be said for this being some form of, self-improvement or self-help in the sense of trying to understand yourself better. At least that's kind of how I look at it. But either way, that was one of the books. And I know this one, if I can find one of the pictures. Oh, just missed it. There's some really cool illustrations. So I'm going to adjust this because it's pointing very far over. But really cool pictures. So this is clearly when they're descending into the opening to go into the center of the earth. But anyway, I thought that was really cool. I got all these. I also got a poetry book that's upstairs. But it's funny. When I was looking at all the books, and I already had the two classic books, and we were at the end of this aisle, and Josh was looking at a book, and I'm looking at the end of the aisle, and it was a poetry section, and I was standing there thinking who really buys poetry books? Because poems generally are they can be fairly short. Obviously, some can be longer, but generally they're just a collection of very short, poems. But there was one that looked really pretty, and one of the books that looked really pretty. So I'm okay, well, I'll just look at this real quick. And I started looking through it, and I really liked all the poems in it, so I bought it. So I answered my own question: who would buy this? Well, apparently me. But it's just a really good poem book. I can't remember. It's the sun and its flowers. And I know there was another one I saw because it had the little blurb, and it was the moon and its stars or something. I'm probably butchering that. I'll bring it up again in some other video. But it's just how things were said in the different poems are just so, I guess, relatable, which makes sense why it's published. But also just very interesting, and I just loved how different things were said. So doctor's visits, bookstores. We went to the beach a few times with the Munchkin. There's been a lot going on. I haven't filmed anything. We are talking about going to Egmont Key soon. You're probably going to wait till red tide's completely gone. It's completely gone as of today out of Sarasota beaches, so that's just south of us. And I know about around here, the levels, there's a few moderate zones still, but a lot of low or no detection. So once that is gone, we're going to go out to Egmont Key because you can't swim out there. You have to take a ferry to get to it. There's a fort and a lighthouse and stuff like that. I think about half the island, from looking at the map, is a preserve, which is good. So turtles and birds and stuff, they can do their thing without getting disturbed. But the other part of it is where all the historical stuff is, and you can go swim or snorkel or whatever. So we'll probably do that once it clears up completely. But yeah, it's been a wild, strange couple of weeks. So, but I do have some peace of mind knowing that generally, overall, my blood work is normal. Because it's one of those things when you don't get something done for a while, at least what I do is if I don't get something done for a while, I start to worry. I'm well, what if something's wrong? What if it's something I don't know about? Do I want to know? What if I'm dying for some reason? And I know that's kind of irrational. But it's just one of those things where it's do you want to open that box? Do you really want to know? And ultimately, yes. you should know. You should look. Get it checked out because it may be something you can catch early if there is something going on. Thankfully, there's nothing in my case, at least now. Just have to go. The last arc is going to the lady doctor, which is always a fun and exciting experience. So hopefully that's normal too. We'll see. Things that everyone wanted to know. Yeah, it's been a day. I think that's going to be it for now, though. And I still feel like this is zoomed in more than it used to be. Maybe I'm just crazy. I don't know. Could mess with it and see. But, oh yeah, there we go. Oh, it's zooming in more. No, I don't want it zooming. I'll mess with that later. Anyway, that was me rambling on a Friday afternoon. It's basically the weekend, so that's a good thing. And, yeah, I'm ready for it. So, hope you had a good day, and I hope you have a good weekend. And I will talk to you guys probably tomorrow. So, until then, bye.